I don't know. We'll find out.
So, Fiat gave a motorcyclist a 500E during the worst rainstorm in Los Angeles. Because what better time to get out of a motorcycle and into a car than during a rainstorm? Because riding in the rain is not fun unless you have rain tires, and even then it's pretty stressful. So I figured it would be a good time to take one of these for a spin and find the limits of traction, find the limits of range, and see how far up Highway 2 we can get before we have to turn back. We're starting at 87% and you know, going through it pretty quickly at this speed. But we'll find out. And it's kind of fun because it's a Sunday in Los Angeles, so not that many people are out. Most of the city driving I've been doing has been through very heavy traffic, and therefore rather boring. So we'll be trying to head up to the crest. Unfortunately, it's not cold enough for there to be any snow up there. And I'm not even sure this battery will get us far enough up to see the snow. And since the only charging station up there is a 110 outlet at Newcomb's Ranch, it's best not to go beyond the limits of range today.
Okay.
So we're heading up to Angeles Crest Highway, which is a popular spot for sport vehicle owners of the two-wheel and four-wheel variety. Usually this time on a Sunday, you'd see a ton of motorcycles up here, and you know, but because of the severe rain, nobody's really coming up to play in the canyons on a day like today. But we're going to see just how good the traction control is on this car. I mean, I'm not really going to push it like a professional because I'm not a professional car driver. Closer to professional motorcyclist. Let's see. So the things that I've been discovering about this car since I've had it for a few days. Yes, it's a city car. It's great because you can park it anywhere, you can make a U-turn anywhere. I mean, you just can go anywhere in Los Angeles and it's not a big deal. And it does feel really quiet and comfortable inside. So, you know, you have your own protected little bubble in heavy traffic. You can sit and listen to music, do what people do in cars. I don't know. I just pass by them on my motorcycle, so I don't really know what they do in their cars. Except when the smell of weed is coming out of their windows. Then it's obvious. But, you know, I never really understood why people would drive cars in Los Angeles. But if I had to drive a car here, this would be the car because it's so cute and little. And it's so quick. Like, yeah, it doesn't have the torque of a Tesla, but it's a lot cheaper than a Tesla. So, whoa, there we go. So then it's got enough torque to make it really fun every time you can actually get in front of other cars, which is difficult in a car. So now we have to travel at the safe. Oh, what? This guy's pulling over? That's unheard of. See, when you're on a motorcycle, that never happens. People are like, oh no, we're not going to let that motorcycle pass because they might do something dangerous and hurt themselves. Or whatever they're thinking, I don't know. But apparently they let other cars pass. So, what else? Yeah, the range is not stellar, and that's unfortunate because this could be like a really great only car for a lot of people. And hopefully Fiat will someday find a better deal on batteries and decide that they want to make these for people outside of California and Oregon, because it's a really fun car. It's actually more fun to drive than the other 500s I've driven. I've driven gas-powered 500s that are either stick shift and or automatic. And you know, of course the manual was more fun than the automatic, but they were both not as exciting as this. You know, because it's just really great to have all that torque immediately available. Yeah, here we are behind a Subaru Outback. Probably wishing it was snowing up here too. We were hoping to get up here and see some snow. Not just yet, but soon enough. And, come on, really? But the weather forecast is for rain all the way up to the top of the mountain. And so, hopefully I'm not terrorizing Robert with my driving. Because, I don't even know how well suited these tires are for rain, but they're good, you know, all-around tire that came with the car. And, I don't know, it is a really fun car to drive. Like, if I had to drive a car, this would be the one. So, we are now at 49%. And I'm gonna go to, I'm thinking of continuing the ride up the hill until we get to like 35%. Because downhill, of course, we won't need to use nearly as much juice as going uphill. And it looks like there's more traffic downhill, so we'll find a good path, a good turning point at 35% and turn around. Because as you can see up here, there's absolutely no place to plug in. And the only charging station further up the road is at Newcomb's Ranch, which is a wonderful restaurant where everybody goes to hang out when they ride up here. But it's a 110 outlet, so we'd have to spend the night there, which isn't possible. So we're just gonna go to get 35% and head back to town. And unfortunately, we don't get a chance to try out driving in the snow, which would have been really cool.
Okay.
So one of the tricks you learn for hypermiling an electric vehicle is drafting. Here we have an opportunity to conserve juice as we head back down the hill, because, you know, this wall of truck in front of us, moving at a whopping 34 miles per hour, is definitely, as long as we stay close enough to him, the draft can help pull us forward. The problem with drafting is I never really know exactly how close you're supposed to be. And of course we're going through twisty roads where the draft can be cut by, you know, the angle. And, so anyway, it's unfortunate that he's moving so slow, but it's actually for our own good. And it's also unfortunate he doesn't actually know how to corner that vehicle, because in my 4Runner I could have gotten around that turn without having to go over the double yellow. But in any case, the reason it's fortunate is it's keeping me from going too fast, and therefore hopefully being able to get home. The indicator is giving me a little up arrow next to how much range I supposedly have. So it says I have 11 miles range, but that, you know, I'm improving my range by going so slowly down a hill. Sad as it is. Really, the entire other lane. Are you that stupid? So this is a polite version of what I normally spout when I'm driving a car, because I just don't understand how people can enjoy being held captive like this. But if you have to be held captive, at least have something where occasionally you get to have a little fun. So now, having descended the hill, I have 34% left. Still, it stopped with 36% left. So I only used 2%. I used most of it in the last like 50 feet on the freeway. And 21 miles range. So I went from having, oh man, 11 miles range to 21 miles range. And now we're going to hopefully be able to get off this shithole before... We'll probably be on this freeway for the next 10,000 years. Because when this happens, it means somebody messed up so bad that the entire freeway is closed. Another reason not to own a car in Los Angeles. On the way up, we saw some guy who had lost traction and wiped out, but this is probably not that guy. This is somebody else did this. And this is what driving in Los Angeles normally looks like, except without rain.